see Facebook and YouTube. Well, I'm on YouTube, but I am going to post over in Facebook so that hopefully more people can join me. This is a total surprise, I know. I'm not scheduled to come live to you right now. However, I was thinking today, well, I was thinking last night actually, that it would be fun to do some really quick and easy treat holders for Valentine's. And as I'm waiting for people to jump on and maybe find me, I just wanted to kind of give you the backstory. I remember when I was in elementary school and, my parents would take me, my mom specifically, would take me to the store and we'd buy Valentines for giving out to our classmates. Because back then, I don't know if they still do it in school or not, but back then, that's what you did. You gave all your classmates Valentines. Now, I grew up in a very small school. So we probably only had 10 or 12 to give out. It depends. I went to school in a 4-room schoolhouse. So first and second grade was one room, third and fourth was another, fifth and sixth, and then seventh and eighth. And I loved doing it. And I knew all my classmates really, really well. Some classmates were from harder places than others. And I knew even back then that something as simple as a Valentine would just make them feel good. It was probably only one of 2 times that they may be recognized by all their classmates. The other time being Christmas. And so I knew even back then that the simple act made people feel good. And I think the same is true today. And I think that we need to have more of that spirit, because let's face it, life can be really hard. And especially after COVID, people have withdrawn and mental health is really at an all-time, dangerous level right now. People are hurting. And so I think that something as simple as a Valentine might make all the difference. And if it doesn't, it can't hurt, right? So my goal over this coming month is to make a bunch of Valentines, just really simple, low-cost treats that I can give out to whoever crosses my path that week of Valentine's Day. Now that means, yes, the people that I love, my family, my friends, my coworkers, but it also means people who cross my paths for whatever reason. The people in the drive-thru. I need to make a lot of those, I have to confess. And it could be somebody like my mail carrier or the person who cuts my hair. My dentist, most of these treats are going to be probably chocolate, so I'm not sure how he would feel about that. But I might try anyways. So that's my goal. And I hope you will join me on this kind of mission. Just make some quick and easy treat holders. And remember, you could always just give them a treat, but by making the holder itself, the presentation, that means you took extra care. And that's what this is all about. Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up! And daughter of the co-founder, Shelley Gardner, says that, her goal is to help eradicate loneliness through the gift of a stamped card. Like that, what a great thing. Just something so small, but can make such a big difference. So let's get started. This isn't going to take long. It's a really quick and easy treat holder, and that means you can make lots of them. So let me turn you down and we can get started. Let's see if I can make this work. Oops, I gotta turn it down the other way here, and I gotta adjust my screen. Let's see. All right, so this idea, I've seen and made these before, because remember, I've been a demonstrator for 20-something years. Let me move my camera. I've been a demonstrator for coming up on 23 years, but I was reminded of this at Christmas time when one of my teammates, Deb, hi Deb if you're watching, or watching on the replay, she made this cute little Matchbox treat holder. And you open it up and there was a Ghirardelli chocolate. So I thought, well, let's do that, because nothing gets more simple than that. And who doesn't love treats? So I'm going to start with a piece of real red cardstock, and this is 5.5 inches wide. So it was, you know, I'd cut it in half to make a card probably. I'm going to make it 2 1/4 in the other dimension. And I will give you these measurements on my blog right as soon as I'm done. I didn't have time to put it up. All right, so we have 2 1/4 by 5.5. Now we're going to score this at, by the way, if you think my idea is a great idea, go ahead and hit that thumbs up or heart button or whatever you can find on your computer to let me know that you think this Valentine project of mine is a great idea. So we're going to score it at 1/2 and at 3 inches and then at 3 1/4. So 1/2, 3, and 3 1/4. Again, the measurements are going to be on my blog shortly after I get done here. So now I'm going to fold and burnish on those score lines. Pretty simple so far, right? Now I need some chocolate. And right now the chocolate is kind of, you can find some pretty pink ones. These are dark chocolate raspberry. Sometimes they have more of a Valentine mix, and I couldn't find those at Walmart yet, which I'm really surprised at because, you know, Christmas is over. So this fits in here, and you could go a little bit narrower. So I did experiment with this, and I tried a 2 1/8 because then you could get 4 out of it, or 8 out of 1 sheet of cardstock. But I found that there's a little bit too much wiggle, I think, in here. I mean, it works, but it's not quite as pretty because you might have some peeking out aside. So anyways, you're going to fold this over. You're going to take a stapler, and you're going to staple it near the bottom. So nearer the bottom than the top, because you have to have a place for this to tuck in, this top to tuck in right there. Okay? And so there is our little matchbook. Now we do need to decorate it. So I thought I would bring in the designer series paper that I had used on Friday. And on Friday during my Friday Night Live, I used some of this Most Adored designer series paper. So we've got some gold marbled pattern. We've got some plaids and some diagonal plaids, hearts, all sorts of things. So I'm just using this, and I'm going to cut a square that is 2 inches by 2 inches. And this one happened to be already 2 inches wide, so that worked out nicely. All right. And so now I have this, and oh, wait, hold on. I wanted to show you something. So at Walmart, when I was there, I found this cute little mailbox, 98 cents. So that's what I am kind of trademarking my series with right now, is the cover will always have this photo, and then it will have a design or whatever I'm bringing peeking out of it. And then I just used that same designer series paper, and I punched a little heart from my Bee Builder punch, this little heart right here. I punched from this paper too. It fit so that there was one heart exactly on there. It's not totally straight, but looks good enough. All right, so anyways, so I have my own little Valentine's box like I used to when I was in elementary school. I love it. All right, so here we have our, and I just have to decide, you know, which orientation I want there. I am going to get out my Be My Valentine stamp set and use this Happy Valentine's Day. I will stamp that in Memento Tuxedo Black, if I can find it. I was stamping it right before I came on. Now let's see if I can get this straight. close enough. And you do want to stamp it a little bit closer to the top than to the bottom, because remember, there is, it does tuck in a little bit. And then I thought, well, let's put some hearts on that too. So in this Be My Valentine set, there's also these little hearts. There's a bigger heart too, but I'm just going to use this little heart trio right there. And I'm going to bring in my real red. And I'm going to just stamp some hearts all over here. Whoops, I stamped on my... I'm going to have to do something about that. Get something else. So I just added a bunch of little hearts. Now what I can also do is I can also bring in a 2x2 piece of basic white. And I'm going to stamp some hearts in the corners here too. And this is where I can just write a little note. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for serving my food hot or my drink cold in the drive-thru, whatever. See, that can go right here on the top. That way, it's not like you're just giving these out, willy-nilly. You have intention. So people do know that you were thinking of them when you gave it to them. And then now let me put this on here. Now I know some of you have found me because we're up to 7. Chat and let me know who's watching me. And if you like this project, again, give me a thumbs up. Ooh, I almost did it crooked. A thumbs up or a heart or both. Share it. It's a great little project. I know I do have some teachers watching too, so this is a great little project maybe to do with your kids or for your kids. Because as a former teacher, I know you love your students, even if they don't always think you love them. I know them too. So there is our cute little Valentine's Day project. Just write your name there, to, from, or, just a little note. And there we go. All right, so I'm going to turn this around again. And let's see, here we go. So thanks so much for joining me tonight. I am so glad that you could. I am going to do this for the next 3 Sundays also, around 7 o'clock. Next Sunday will not be live because I have a leadership retreat that I will be on. Still in Wells, but I will be working, so I won't be able to do this here. But I will have something for you so that you can do more Valentines and just a different type for those of you who might not like to do all of the same thing. And I think, now I haven't committed yet, but I do believe that next week's Valentine project is not going to be chocolate. We'll see. I've got to find something first. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great week. And thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and he was a pastor, a preacher, an activist, but he was also a servant. So serve others well and in honor of him. Have a great week. Bye-bye.